Friends, we know that we have been learning very interesting one of the unit from your plant physiology paper, that is a transpiration. Now what is this transpiration? Transpiration is a most important physiological process is there, isn't it? That is known to you. But when we want to understand exact meaning or exact concept or exact definition or exact what things are going to happen because of this process, then we have to understand very clearly the meaning of concept of that exact word process, all sort of this, as we know that actually transpiration is the physiological process. So when we want to understand what things are going to happen, which things are going to take place in this transpiration physiological process of the plant, students, as this process is a very useful to the plant in their life, that you have to keep in mind. Now my main aim is that telling all these things is you have to understand the meaning. For the understanding meaning, for the understanding concept of a definition, for the understanding of the exact what is going to happen during this physiological process, we will have to divide the definition into 3 to 4 parts, isn't it? Now as we know that what is transpiration, what is the definition of transpiration? Transpiration is nothing but loss of water in the form of a water vapors through the aerial parts of a plant body. Now suppose we divide this transpiration definition into 3 parts. Suppose first part, actually what is going to take place in this physiological process? Loss of water, that is the answer. In which form? That is in the form of a water vapors, that is second part. And through which actually this loss of water in the form of water vapors takes place? Through the aerial parts of plant body. So we have asked the questions, we have divided the meaning definition into 3 parts, and then it would be very easy to understand or exact what is going to happen, isn't it? As we know that in last, that is aerial parts of plant body, in the sense the part of plant body which is above the soil level. Through this actually loss of water in the form of water vapors takes place, that is known as a transpiration. So again, once again I have given you idea about the transpiration. Now मेकॅनिझम ऑफ ट्रान्सपिरेशन, स्टुडंट्स कीप इन माइंड. मेकॅनिझम म्हणजे मराठीमध्ये आपण म्हणतो यंत्रणा. ट्रान्सपिरेशनची यंत्रणा कशी आहे, हाऊ दिस थिंग्स आर गोइंग टू हॅपन इन केस ऑफ द प्लांट ट्रान्सपिरेशन प्रोसेस. सो you have to keep in mind, water diffuses from the mesophyll cells into intercellular spaces. Diffusion of a water takes place, but that diffusion through the mesophyll cell takes place, and where? Into the intercellular spaces, isn't it? Now vapors of intercellular spaces, vapors of the intercellular spaces into the atmosphere. Then from that intercellular spaces the vapors diffuses into the atmosphere. Keep in mind, where? In the atmosphere. So first diffusion of a water vapor takes place from the mesophyll cells into the intercellular spaces, and from the intercellular space into the atmosphere. That is the transpiration mechanism. But the roots of the plant continuous absorbs the water and mineral salts from the soil, which ascends to the xylem vessels and reaches to the leaves. Keep in mind, actually loss of water takes place through the aerial parts of plant body, but the below the soil part of plant is there, that is the root absorbs that water actually, and that ascends to the xylem vessels and reaches to the leaves, and through leaves we have to say that 90 to 95% water loss takes place. The mesophyll cells of the leaves becomes a turgid due to excess amount of a water of this absorbed water. Keep in mind, flow of water is there. Absorption is a continuous process, and because of that one, whenever the water reaches into the leaves or mesophyll cells of the leaves, because of excess water, the turbidity increases, turgor pressure inside the mesophyll cell increases, and because of that one, that becomes a turgid, isn't it? At this stage, turgidity, at this stage of turgor pressure of the cell increases, that already I've said to you, but turgor pressure increases and diffusion pressure of the cell decreases. Diffusion pressure deficit decreases. Keep in mind, because of excess amount of water into mesophyll cells, the turgidity increases, but diffusion pressure deficit decreases. Diffusion pressure deficit decreases, and because of that one, which results diffusion of a water from mesophyll cell to the intercellular spaces. Keep in mind, and in that intercellular spaces, saturation takes place, and once saturation takes place of that water vapor, that water vapor's saturation becomes a greater in that intercellular spaces than the atmosphere, and then the vapors diffuses into the atmosphere. Friends, keep in mind, learn this process very well, just to understand about the transpiration process. Here what things are going to happen. First thing is that water is absorbed by the root system, which is below the ground level, and that comes into the aerial parts of plant body. In the, we have to say that leaf we have considered, it comes into each and every plant part, but leaf we have considered. In the leaves, mesophyll cells are there. Because of excess water, the turgidity increases, turgor pressure of the mesophyll cell increases, but diffusion pressure deficit decreases, and because of that one, excess amount of water converted into the water vapors, and that diffuses into the intercellular spaces. Now, because of diffusion of a water vapors through the mesophyll cells into the intercellular spaces, the saturation of a water vapors in the intercellular spaces increases than the saturation of water vapors in the atmosphere, and because of that one, again diffusion takes place of that water vapors from the intercellular spaces to the atmosphere. So this is the mechanism of a transpiration. Keep in mind. Now, as already I have said to you, as compared to all transpiration processes, the structure of stomata plays important role in the loss of most of the water through the transpiration process. So we have to understand exact structure of a stomata, and once we understand the structure of a stomata, it will be very easy to understand how the transpiration process takes place through the stomatal transpiration, which is a third but most important type of a transpiration. Here we will see the structure. Most important part, this is the kidney shaped guard cells, two kidney shaped guard cells. That guard cells are surrounded by subsidiary cells, isn't it? Subsidiary cells. But we have to understand exact how these guard cells having their structure, and that structure actually of guard cell helps in the process of a opening and closing of the stomata. This guard cell is there. Between the guard cell we can find opening. That opening is nothing but aperture, or we have to say that is a stoma. मराठीमध्ये आपण स्टोमॅटाला काय म्हणतो? दॅट इज वेल नोन टू यू. स्टोमॅटा, इजंट इट? म्हणजे पानामध्ये असलेली छिद्र. लक्षात येते ना? बट ॲक्च्युली ओपनिंग इज दिस वन, दॅट इज कंट्रोल्ड. दिस स्टोमा, natural opening of the stomata is controlled by the guard cells. Means guard cells closes the stoma or aperture or opening and again opens. But for that one, they are having very interesting structure. Inner wall, this one is of a guard cell is a thick as compared to the outer wall. Outer wall is a thin, isn't it? This structure helps in opening and closing of the stomata. Keep in mind what things are going to happen. As we know that excess amount of water from subsidiary cell comes into the guard cells, and because of that excess amount of water, turgidity of a guard cell increases, and because of turgidity, stretching takes place. Of this guard cell, and when stretching takes place, at that time stoma remain open. So that opening we can see here. But whenever there is a reverse condition, opposite condition, water comes out from guard cell to subsidiary cells, shrinkage of takes place, turgor pressure decreases, and because of decrease in the turgor pressure, both the kidney shaped guard cell come close, isn't it? Come close, and stomata opening gets closed. So this is a structure that you have to sketch the diagram, you have to label the diagram, and understand actually which structure of this guard cell is playing important role during the transpiration, how that part of the guard cell or structure of the guard cell helps in transpiration process. Now, mechanism of opening and closing of stomata. Again, यंत्रणा, स्टोमॅटा ओपन कसा होतो, क्लोज कसा होतो, हे आत्ता मी तुम्हाला सांगितलेलं आहेच. बट दॅट इज इन वर्ड्स. ॲक्च्युली वी विल बी एबल टू सी हाऊ द ओपनिंग अँड क्लोजिंग मेकॅनिझम ऑफ ओपनिंग अँड क्लोजिंग ऑफ स्टोमॅटा टेक्स प्लेस. बिकॉज वेन स्टोमॅटा रिमेन ओपन, डेफिनेटली देर इज एक्सचेंज ऑफ ए water vapors, gases takes place through that stoma, that opening, isn't it? Transpiration takes place. क्लोज झाले की ट्रान्सपिरेशन बंद. ट्रान्सपिरेशन ही प्रोसेस दिवसा घडते, संध्याकाळी घडत नाही. एक्सचेंज ऑफ गॅसेस टेक्स प्लेस ड्युरिंग द डे टाइम थ्रू द स्टोमा. नाउ मेकॅनिझम here we will be able to see when guard cells become turgid, stomata open and they become closed when the guard cell become flaccid. मी काय सांगितलं, गार्ड सेलमध्ये सबसिडी सेलमधनं पाणी आलं की त्या फुगीर होतात, टर्जिड होतात आणि स्टोमॅटा ओपन होतो, म्हणजे ॲपर्चर ओपन होतं. त्या गार्ड सेल एकमेकापासून दूर जातात आणि मध्ये त्यांच्या छिद्र ओपन होतं. पर्णरंध्रे आपण म्हणतो मराठीमध्ये स्टोमॅटाला. आणि ज्या वेळेला स्टोमॅटामधलं पाणी निघून जातं त्यावेळेला त्या फ्लॅसिड होतात, आणि फ्लॅसिड झाल्यामुळे त्या एकमेकाच्या त्यातली टर्जिडिटी कमी होते, ते एकमेकाच्या जवळ येतात म्हणजे त्यांच्यामध्ये असलेलं जे छिद्र आहे ते बंद होतं. दॅट इज अ क्लोजिंग ऑफ स्टोमॅटा, इजंट इट? आता ते स्टोमॅटाचं जे छिद्र आहे ते किती मोठं ओपन होईल, काय होईल, दॅट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द डिग्री ऑफ टर्जिडिटी ऑफ द सेल. इज अ डिग्री ऑफ टर्जिडिटी ऑफ ए सेल. जेवढी टर्जिडिटी जास्त तेवढं ते स्टोमॅटाचं ओपनिंग पूर्ण होईल. मध्यम असेल तर मध्यम ओपन राहील आणि बंद व्हायच्या वेळेला पूर्ण बंद होईल, इजंट इट? व्हेन गार्ड सेल्स ॲब्सॉर्ब द वॉटर फ्रॉम द सराउंडिंग सबसिडरी सेल्स. गार्ड सेलला सराउंडिंग म्हणजे अवतीभोवती असलेल्या सेल्स आहेत त्याला म्हटले सबसिडरी सेल्स, इज दॅट? त्याच्याकडनं ते पाणी होतं आणि पाणी ॲब्सॉर्ब केलं की गार्ड सेल टर्जिड होतात. देअर टर्गर प्रेशर इज ऑल्सो इन्क्रीजेस. And that turgor pressure exerts a pressure on outer wall of the guard cell. मगाशी मी सांगितलं स्ट्रक्चरमध्ये आउटर वॉल ह्या थिन आहेत, त्याच्या ॲपर्चरच्या जवळच्या जी वॉल आहे गार्ड सेलची ती थिक आहे, आणि थिन असल्यामुळे स्ट्रेचिंग होतं, आणि स्ट्रेचिंग झालं की रिझल्टिंग इन टू ओपनिंग ऑफ द. सो दॅट इलॅस्टिक नेचर इज देअर, बट इनर वॉल बिंग ए थिक अँड नॉन इलॅस्टिक इन नेचर डज नॉट स्प्रेड मच. ती जास्त स्प्रेड होत नाही, ती तिथंच बाजूला सरते आणि स्टोमॅटा ओपन. सो ड्यू टू स्ट्रेचिंग ऑफ दिस आउटर वॉल टुवर्ड्स द आउटसाइड, गार्ड सेलची जी आउटर वॉल आहे त्याचं स्ट्रेचिंग टेकिंग टुवर्ड्स द आउटसाइड. द इनर वॉज ऑल्सो स्ट्रेचेस टुवर्ड्स द आउटसाइड. इनर वॉलसुद्धा थोडीशी बाहेर खेचली जाते, रिझल्टिंग इन टू ओपनिंग ऑफ द स्टोमॅटा. when the turbidity of the turgor pressure of the guard cells increasing. पण डिक्रीजिंग होत गेली तर स्टार्ट्स शब्द आहे STARTS starts decreasing, both the walls of the walls also starts regaining their original state. पुन्हा मूळ पदावरती येते and stomata get closed, isn't it? When the guard cell becomes flaccid, the diffusion pressure becomes zero, outer walls regain their original position and estimate the become the close. लक्षात आलं का? Once again I'm going to tell you, when and when there is a turgidity is more in the guard cell that stretches away from each other, and because of that one stoma remain open, opening remain open, and the opening of the guard cell or degree of the guard's turgidity cell, degree of the turgidity cell, on that depends upon the size of opened small opening or stoma of the guard cell, that you have to keep in mind. Now, friends, what things we have learned that you will have to remember, in the sense we have studied the mechanism of a transpiration. Keep in mind, don't make the confusion. Mechanism of transpiration म्हणजे ट्रान्सपिरेशन कसं होतं, कशी यंत्रणा आहे त्याला mechanism of opening and closing of stomata, that is different. So these two things you will have to keep in mind. With this, my friends, I would like to tell you that you will have to always remember the mechanism म्हणजे यंत्रणा, opening of closing of stomata you will have to keep in mind, and again you have to keep in mind that is of a how the process of transpiration takes place. That mechanism is different. म्हणजे नुसतं ट्रान्सपिरेशन कसं होतं ते मेकॅनिझम डिफरन्स आहे, आणि ओपनिंग अँड क्लोजिंग ऑफ स्टोमॅटोचं मेकॅनिझम काय ते वेगळं आहे. परीक्षेमध्ये काय विचारलं, एक्झामिनेशन ॲक्च्युली विच टाईप ऑफ क्वेश्चन इज आस्क, दॅट क्वेश्चन यू हॅव टू फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल डायजेस्ट अँड देन ओनली यू विल हॅव टू राईट द आन्सर, अदरवाइज you will be in the problem. Again, another point I will tell to you, you will have to sketch the structure of a stomata, label that properly, and function of that each and every part of the stomata you will have to write in the bracket of the label, bracket of that part label, and that will help you to understand exact what the things are going to happen. Once again I will tell to you, transpiration is my favorite topic. Transpiration is most important physiological process. I am going to tell you again and again why this is a most important, that also I will tell to you, isn't it? When we will see the significances, importance of that transpiration physiological process in the life, then we will understand the things